Samuel Wright stood on the bridge of the ESS Defiant and looked at the stars through the main view screen. His uniform was crisp and new, just like the ship itself. Every part of the Defiant was humanity's best work. It was the first ship humans had built that could travel faster than light, and the first real warship Earth had ever sent to the stars. "Captain, all systems are ready," said Lisa Morgan from her communications station. Her fingers moved quickly over the glowing controls. "The crew is at battle stations," Samuel nodded. "Thank you, Officer Morgan." He took a deep breath. This mission was personal for everyone on board. Just 3 months ago, aliens had attacked the Mars colony without warning. Hundreds of people died that day. The attackers left quickly, but not before humans got pictures of their ships. "On screen," Samuel ordered. The image changed to show the Mars colony attack. The alien ship was sleek and purple, with strange wing-like parts that glowed. It fired energy weapons that cut through the colony's thin defenses like they were nothing. The aliens called themselves the Zolarians, Samuel told his crew, though they all knew this already. They sent one message before they attacked. They said we were unworthy of the stars. Kevin Reyes, the ship's engineer, spoke up from his station. "They didn't expect us to fight back. They didn't expect the Defiant." Samuel smiled slightly. The Defiant was special. After the attack, Earth's governments worked together like never before. They used pieces of a crashed alien ship found years ago in the Arctic to build new technology. The most important was the adaptive shield matrix that Kevin had helped design. "Taking us out of Earth orbit," said William Dawson, the navigation officer. His hands moved across the controls, and the blue glow of Earth began to shrink on the view screen. Samuel looked around at his crew. They were the best Earth had to offer, chosen from every nation. Daniel Cooper at Tactical was a military genius. Ellen Fisher was the top xenobiologist on Earth, ready to study any aliens they met. Olivia Bennett would lead the fighter squadron, if they needed it. Ryan Martinez handled security. All of them were ready to defend humanity. "Message from Admiral Patterson," Lisa said suddenly. The screen changed to show the stern face of Admiral George Patterson. His gray hair was cut short, and his uniform had many medals. He had been the one to choose Samuel for this mission. "Captain Wright," the Admiral said, "this is your final authorization. Your mission is to find who attacked us and why. Make contact with other civilizations if possible. Show them that humanity is not weak. But remember, you represent all of Earth now. We are not just seeking revenge." "Understood, Admiral," Samuel replied. "The ESS Defiant is the most advanced ship we've ever built," Patterson continued, "but we've never tested it in real combat. Be careful out there, Captain." "We will make Earth proud, sir." The Admiral nodded once. Patterson out. The screen went back to showing the stars. Samuel turned to his crew. "Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to make history. The first humans to leave our solar system. The first to meet alien civilizations on purpose." He paused. "And if necessary, the first to show them that attacking Earth was a terrible mistake." "FTL drive is ready, Captain," Kevin reported from engineering. "The new Hawking field is stable. Take us to the coordinates where the alien ship was last tracked," Samuel ordered. "Course laid in," William confirmed. "FTL in 3, 2, 1. There was a strange pulling sensation, and the stars on the view screen stretched into lines of light. The Defiant jumped into faster-than-light travel for the first time. When they dropped back to normal space 3 days later, they were in an unknown part of the galaxy. The crew was tense but excited. "Scanning the area," Daniel reported. From Tactical. "No immediate threats detected." "I'm picking up some kind of signal," Lisa said, adjusting her equipment. It seems to be a distress call." "Can you translate it?" Samuel asked. Lisa worked for a few minutes, her training in linguistics helping her make sense of the alien language. "It's basic enough that our computers can understand parts of it. Someone is being attacked. They're asking for help." "Show me," Samuel ordered. The view screen changed to show a distant battle. A small ship with blue hull markings was running from 2 purple ships. The purple ships were firing weapons at the blue ship. "Those are Zolarian ships," Ryan said, pointing at the purple attackers. "Same design as the one that hit Mars." Samuel didn't hesitate. "Battle stations. Olivia, prepare your fighters just in case. Daniel, target the Zolarian weapon systems only. I want to disable them if possible." He stood up from his captain's chair. "Let's show them what happens when they pick on someone smaller." "The Zolarians are hailing the other ship," Lisa reported. "They're demanding surrender. They're saying that the Galactic Conclave has no right to be in this sector without paying tribute." "Galactic Conclave?" Ellen asked, looking up from her science station. "There's an organized group of alien species out here." "Apparently," Samuel said. "And it seems the Zolarians are bullying them too." He straightened his uniform. "Lisa, open a channel to the Zolarian ships." "Channel?" "Open, Captain." Samuel cleared his throat. "Attention, Zolarian vessels. This is Captain Samuel Wright of the Earth ship Defiant. You attacked our colony on Mars without cause. Now we find you attacking another ship. Power down your weapons and prepare to answer for your actions." There was a long pause before an answer came. When it did, the view screen showed an alien with purple skin and 4 eyes. It looked shocked. "Unknown vessel," the alien said in a harsh voice that the computer translated. "This sector belongs to the Zolarian Empire. Identify your species immediately." "We are humans from Earth," Samuel replied, "and we do not recognize your authority." The alien made a sound like laughter. "Humans? We destroyed your pathetic colony. You should not be here. Your technology is too primitive for faster-than-light travel." "As you can see, you're wrong about that," Samuel said calmly. "Power down your weapons and leave that ship alone, or we will be forced to intervene." "You dare threaten the Zolarian Empire?" The alien seemed genuinely surprised. "One small ship against the might of the greatest power in the galaxy? You will be destroyed for your insolence." The communication cut off. "They're powering weapons," Daniel reported. "Both ships are turning toward us." Samuel sat back in his captain's chair. "This is it, people. Humanity's first space battle. Shields up. Let's show them what humans can do." The Defiant's engines glowed brighter as it moved forward to protect the smaller alien ship. The adaptive shields hummed to life around the hull. As the Zolarian ships fired their first shots, Samuel felt a strange calm. Humanity had reached the stars, and they had found a galaxy that needed them. "Fire when ready, Mr. Cooper," Samuel ordered. "Let's make this a day the Zolarians will never forget." The Defiant's weapons charged, glowing with energy as they prepared to fire. The first battle for humanity's place among the stars was about to begin. The Zolarian ships fired first. Purple beams of energy shot across space toward the ESS Defiant. Samuel gripped the arms of his captain's chair as the shots hit. "Shields holding at 98%, Kevin reported from the engineering station. He sounded surprised but pleased. "The adaptive matrix is working perfectly. It's already adjusting to their weapon frequency." Daniel Cooper didn't wait for further orders. His fingers danced across the tactical console and the Defiant returned fire. Blue pulses of energy struck the first Zolarian ship precisely where Daniel had aimed, at its weapon systems. "Direct hit," Daniel reported. "Their main weapons are offline." The bridge crew cheered, but Samuel kept his focus. "Good work. Target the second ship's weapons now." The second Zolarian vessel tried to maneuver away, clearly shocked by the effectiveness of the human ship's attack. It fired again, this time, with all its weapons. "Brace for impact," Samuel called. The shots hit harder this time and the ship shook, but the damage was minimal. "Shields at 95%, Kevin said. "The Matrix is learning even faster now." Lisa looked up from her communications console. "Captain, I'm getting a transmission from the ship we're defending." "Put it through," Samuel ordered. The view screen showed a slender alien with pale blue skin and large, expressive eyes. It looked almost like a human, but much thinner and taller. "Unknown vessel," the alien said in a musical voice that the computer translated. "We thank you for your assistance. I am Ambassador Krell Thar of the Galactic Conclave. Who are you that dares to challenge the Zolarians? Samuel stood. I am Captain Samuel Wright of the Earthship Defiant. We are humans from the planet Earth. The alien's eyes widened. Humans? We have no record of your species in the Conclave Registry. We're new to interstellar travel, Samuel explained, but not new to defending ourselves or others. As they spoke, Daniel fired again, and the second Zolarian ship's weapons went offline. Both enemy vessels were now effectively disarmed but still operational. The Zolarians are hailing us again, Lisa reported. They sound angry. I bet they are, Samuel said with a small smile. Let's hear it. The four-eyed Zolarian commander appeared on screen again. Its purple face was darker with what looked like rage. This is impossible, it hissed. Your ship should be destroyed. Your weapon should not penetrate our defenses, what are you? I told you, Samuel replied calmly. We are humans from Earth, and we do not appreciate unprovoked attacks either on us or on others. This is not the end, the Zolarian threatened. The Empire will hear of this. You have made a powerful enemy today, humans. The transmission cut off, and both Zolarian ships slowly moved away. Their engines still functional, but their weapons disabled. Ambassador Krelthar was still on the other part of the split screen, watching with obvious amazement. Captain Wright, the ambassador said, would it be possible for me to come aboard your vessel? The Conclave must know more about your species. No one has stood up to the Zolarians like this in centuries. Samuel looked at Ellen Fisher, the xenobiologist, who nodded eagerly. We would be honored, Ambassador, Samuel replied. We have much to learn about the galaxy ourselves. An hour later, Ambassador Krelthar stood in the Defiance conference room. The alien was nearly 7 feet tall, making the humans look small. In comparison, Julia Nichols, Earth's hastily trained diplomatic officer, greeted the ambassador with a slight bow that seemed to please the alien. Your ship is remarkable, Krelthar said, looking around. And your willingness to fight is even more remarkable. Julia looked confused. Surely other species defend themselves from the Zolarians? Krelthar made a gesture that seemed like a sad shake of the head. Most species in the Galactic Conclave evolved to be naturally peaceful. Those that didn't were modified by the Zolarians long ago. Modified? Ellen asked, her scientific curiosity engaged. Genetic manipulation, Krelthar explained. Over generations, the Zolarians eliminated aggressive traits in subject populations. They believe themselves to be the only species worthy of military power. It keeps the galaxy in order, they claim. Samuel frowned. That's not order. That's oppression. Yes, Krelthar agreed. But it has been this way for thousands of years. The Conclave includes over 50 species from hundreds of worlds, but all pay tribute to the Zolarian Empire. Those who refuse are destroyed. Then how did you evolve? Ellen asked. If peaceful traits are the norm. Krelthar looked at the humans with those large blue eyes. My species was once warlike long ago, before the Zolarians conquered us. Now we are diplomats, negotiators. We remember what it was to fight, but that ability was taken from us. The room fell silent as the humans absorbed this information. Finally, Samuel spoke. Earth almost destroyed itself many times with war, he said. But we learned to channel our aggressive instincts, not eliminate them. When threatened, we still fight. That is why you are dangerous, Krelthar said. And valuable. The Zolarians will fear you. Good, Ryan Martinez said from his position by the door. The security chief had been quiet until now. Fear might make them think twice before attacking another human colony. Julia gave Ryan a look, then turned back to the ambassador. What we mean is that we seek peaceful relations, but we will defend ourselves and others if necessary. Krelthar nodded. I must report this encounter to the Conclave Council immediately. Would you be willing to travel to Rigel? It is where our nearest outpost is located. Samuel thought for a moment. How far is it? With your faster-than-light capability, perhaps 3 days' journey, the ambassador replied. I can provide the coordinates. Samuel nodded. We'll escort you there. I think it's time for humanity to formally introduce itself to the galaxy. Later, As the Defiant prepared to accompany the ambassador's ship to Rigel, Lisa called Samuel to the communications station. "Captain, I've been analyzing the data we received during the battle," she said quietly. "The Zolarians sent messages to at least 10 other ships in nearby sectors. They're calling for reinforcements," Samuel concluded. "Yes, sir. And based on the transmission patterns, these aren't just regular ships. I think they're calling their elite forces." Samuel looked at the star field on the view screen. Their mission had just become much more complicated. "We knew this wouldn't be easy," he said. "Tell William to plot the course to Rigel. And Daniel, I want continuous tactical scans along the way. If the Zolarians want to find us, they'll have to catch us first." As the Defiant moved alongside the ambassador's ship, Samuel couldn't help but feel that this was just the beginning. Humanity had stepped onto a much larger stage than anyone back on Earth had imagined, and their first performance had already sent ripples through the galaxy. Entering FTL in 3, 2, 1. William counted down. The stars stretched into lines of light once more, and the Defiant leaped into faster-than-light travel, carrying humanity's hopes with it. The Rigel system appeared ahead of the ESS Defiant as it dropped out of faster-than-light travel. A large space station orbited the fourth planet, glowing with blue and white lights. Around the station, ships of different sizes and shapes moved, in organized patterns. "Look at that," William said from the navigation station. "So many different designs. They must be from different alien species." Samuel nodded. He had never seen anything like this. Back on Earth, people had wondered if aliens existed at all. Now they were looking at a meeting place for dozens of species. "Ambassador Krelthar is hailing us," Lisa reported from communications. "On screen," Samuel ordered. The tall blue alien appeared on the view screen. "Captain Wright, welcome to Rigel. Outpost. The Council has agreed to meet with you immediately. This is unusual. The Conclave rarely meets new species and never with such urgency." "We appreciate the invitation," Samuel replied. "We'll prepare a diplomatic team." After the call ended, Samuel turned to Julia. "Officer Nichols, you'll lead our diplomatic team. Take Dr. Fisher with you to learn about the different species. And Officer Martinez for security." Julia looked nervous but determined. "Yes, Captain. What should our position be?" Samuel thought for a moment. "We want peaceful relations, but we must be clear that Earth will not pay tribute to the Zolarians or anyone else. We are looking for allies, not masters." An hour later, Julia, Ellen, and Ryan stood in the station's Grand Council chamber. The room was circular with raised seats all around, filled with aliens of different shapes, sizes, and colors. Some looked almost human. Others were completely different, with tentacles, multiple eyes, or bodies made of what looked like crystal or gas. At the center of the chamber stood a platform where Julia and her team waited. Ambassador Krelthar stood nearby, speaking quietly to a tall, thin alien with gray skin wearing elaborate robes. "That's High Counselor Zex Thul," Krelthar explained, nodding toward the gray alien. "He leads the conclave. He is skeptical about humans." Julia straightened her uniform. "We'll have to change his mind then." The room quieted as Zexathul moved to an elevated position and raised 4 long fingers. "This emergency session of the Galactic Conclave is now open. We are here to address the appearance of a new species, who call themselves humans. They have engaged in combat with Zolarian ships and shown unusual aggression." Murmurs ran through the chamber. Some aliens looked frightened, others interested. Zexthul continued. "Ambassador Krelthar witnessed this encounter. Ambassador, please share your report." Krelthar stepped forward. "The human ship, ESS Defiant, intervened when 2 Zolarian cruisers attacked my vessel. The humans disabled both Zolarian ships without destroying them, demonstrating both military capability and restraint." More murmurs filled the room, louder this time. "Impossible," called out a purple-skinned alien. "No species can stand against Zolarian warships." "I saw it myself," Krelthar insisted. "Their technology is different. Their shields adapted to Zolarian weapons. And most importantly, they chose to fight. They were not afraid. The council chamber erupted in talking and arguments. Zexthul raised his hands for quiet. "Let us hear from the humans directly," he said. "Representative of Earth, speak." Julia stepped forward. "Thank you, High Counselor. I am Julia Nichols, diplomatic officer of the Earth ship Defiant. We come in peace, seeking friendship and alliance with the peoples of the galaxy. Yet you engaged in combat with the Zolarians," Zexthul observed. "That is not peaceful." "We defended ourselves and others," Julia replied firmly. "Humans believe that true peace comes from strength and justice, not submission to bullies." This caused another wave of surprised talking among the council members. "You must understand," Zexthul said when the noise died down. "The Zolarian Empire has ruled the galaxy for thousands of years. Many here cannot even imagine opposing them. It is not in their nature." Ellen Fisher stepped forward beside Julia. "If I may, High Counselor, I am Dr. Ellen Fisher, xenobiologist. Are you saying that most species here evolved naturally to be non-aggressive?" A small green alien with large eyes spoke up. "Many did. Others, like my people, were modified by the Zolarians long ago. The genes for aggression and violence were removed from our population. We physically cannot fight back." Ellen nodded, understanding now. "But humans evolved on a planet with many predators. We had to develop the ability to fight to survive. We've learned to control our aggressive instincts, but we still have them." "Which makes you dangerous," Zexthul said. "Or exactly what the galaxy needs," Krelthar countered. Before anyone could respond, alarms began to sound throughout the station. A blue alien rushed into the council chamber. "High Counselor, Zolarian warships have entered the system. 5 battlecruisers approaching fast." Panic spread through the room. Many council members rose from their seats looking for exits. "They demand we surrender the human vessel immediately," the messenger continued. "They say the humans have committed acts of war against the Empire." Zexthul turned to Julia. "You see? This is why we do not resist. The Zolarians will destroy this entire station if they do not get what they want." Ryan Martinez stepped forward. "So you'll just hand us over? After we saved your ambassador?" "It is how we survive," Zexthul said sadly. Julia's communicator beeped. It was Samuel. "We're seeing the Zolarian ships on our sensors. Status report?" "They want us handed over, Captain," Julia replied. "The Conclave is considering it." There was a pause. Then Samuel spoke again, his voice loud enough for the council to hear. "Tell them the Defiant will not run, and we will not surrender. If they want to protect their station, they should let us help." Julia relayed the message. The council members looked at each other in confusion. "You would fight 5 battlecruisers?" Zexthul asked in disbelief. "Your ship is impressive, but the numbers aren't everything," Ryan said. Just then, Samuel's voice came through again. "We're detecting power spikes from the Zolarian ships. They're preparing to fire not just on us but on the station too. They're not here to negotiate." Krelthar turned to Zexthul. "High Counselor, we must make a decision now." Zexthul hesitated, then nodded slowly. "Very well. Let the humans try to defend the station. We have little choice." Julia quickly relayed the council's decision to Samuel. Back on the Defiant, Samuel turned to his crew. "Battle stations. Olivia, launch your fighter squadron. Daniel, prepare all weapons. Kevin, divert all available power to the shields." "Against 5 battlecruisers, sir?" William asked quietly. Samuel smiled. "They don't know what humans are capable of yet. Let's show them." The Defiant moved between the station and the approaching Zolarian ships. Its engines glowed bright blue as it accelerated. "The Zolarians are hailing us," Lisa reported. "Let's hear it," Samuel replied. A different Zolarian appeared on screen, wearing an ornate uniform with many decorations. "This is Commander Vorkathal of the Imperial Fleet. Your primitive vessel will surrender immediately or we will destroy both you and the Conclave station." Samuel stood tall. "This is Captain Wright of the ESS Defiant. We decline your offer. Turn your ships around or face the consequences." The Zolarian commander laughed. "1 small ship against 5 battlecruisers? Your species is not only aggressive but also foolish. Samuel smiled. We'll see about that. Defiant out. As the communication ended, the first shots from the Zolarian ship streaked across space toward the Defiant and the station behind it. The greatest test of humanity's first warship was about to begin. The first blast from the Zolarian ships hit the Defiant hard. The bridge shook, but the shields held. Shields at 87%, Kevin reported. The adaptive matrix is working, but these ships are much more powerful than the ones we faced before. Samuel nodded. Daniel, target the lead ship's weapons. Olivia, launch fighters now. From the underside of the Defiant, 6 small fighter ships shot out into space. Olivia Bennett's voice came over the comm system from the lead fighter. Fighter squadron ready, Captain. We'll run interference and target their sensor arrays. The fighters zipped toward the Zolarian ships, much faster and more maneuverable than the Defiant itself. The Zolarians seemed surprised by this tactic. Their large cannons couldn't track the small, quick human ships. They didn't expect fighters, Daniel said, smiling. Their point defense systems are slow to react. The Defiant fired its main weapons at the lead Zolarian battlecruiser. Blue energy beams struck the enemy ship, making its shields flare bright purple. Direct hit, Daniel confirmed. But their shields are strong. On the conclave station, the council members watched the battle on large screens. Many had never seen anyone fight the Zolarians before. Julia, Ellen, and Ryan stood with them, watching anxiously. Your captain is either very brave or very foolish, Zexthul said to Julia. Perhaps a bit of both, Julia replied. It's a human trait. Back on the Defiant, Samuel was implementing his battle plan. Kevin, divert more power to forward shields. William, bring us closer to their lead ship. Closer, sir? William asked in surprise. Yes, they won't expect it. Their weapons are designed for long-range combat. The Defiant surged forward, closing the distance to the lead Zolarian ship rapidly. The enemy vessel tried to back away, but it was too large to maneuver quickly. Now, Daniel, target their shield generators. The Defiant fired again, this time hitting precise points on the Zolarian ship. The enemy's shields flickered and failed on one side. Olivia, hit their exposed section now, Samuel ordered. The human fighters swarmed the vulnerable area, firing repeatedly at the battlecruiser's weapon systems. One by one, the Zolarians' main cannons went dark. But the other 4 battlecruisers were still firing. The Defiant shook harder with each hit. Shields down to 60%, Kevin reported. We can't take much more of this. Samuel knew they needed a new strategy. Lisa, open a channel to the conclave station. Channel open, sir. This is Captain Wright to Conclave Council. We've disabled one battlecruiser's weapons, but we need help with the others. Do you have any defense systems at all? After a moment, Zexthul's voice responded. We have minimal defensive capabilities, Captain. The Zolarians do not allow us to maintain weapons. Samuel frowned. Then another voice came through the comm system. Captain, this is Jason Miller. I've been analyzing the Zolarian communication patterns. They use a central command ship to coordinate their attacks. It's the one in the back staying out of the main fight. Samuel looked at the tactical display and saw Jason was right. One Zolarian ship was hanging back, sending out constant signals to the others. Good work, Jason. Daniel, can you get a clear shot at that command ship? Daniel shook his head. Not through the others, sir. They formed a protective screen. Just then, a massive blast hit the Defiant. The lights flickered, and a console exploded, sending sparks flying. Samuel was thrown from his chair. When he tried to get up, pain shot through his side. He had broken ribs. Captain's hit, someone shouted. Samuel tried to speak, but the pain was too intense. He saw his first officer, Andrea Harris, rush to his side. Get him to medical, Andrea ordered. Then she took the captain's chair. I'm assuming command. Status report. Shields at 40%, Kevin said. Engine power dropping. We've taken heavy damage. Andrea surveyed the situation quickly. We need to take out that command ship. William, plot a course through their formation. Full speed. Through them? William asked, shocked. Yes, they won't expect it. It's what Captain Wright would do. The Defiant turned sharply and accelerated toward the gap between 2 Zolarian ships. The enemy vessels tried to close the gap, but they were too slow. The human ship shot through, taking hits to its shields but making it past the defensive line. "We're clear," William shouted. "Command ship dead ahead." "Fire everything we have," Andrea ordered. The Defiant unleashed all its weapons at once. The Zolarian command ship's shields flared and then failed completely. The human weapons struck the hull directly, causing explosions across the ship's surface. "Their command systems are down," Jason reported excitedly. "The other ships are losing coordination." On the conclave station, the council members watched in amazement as the Zolarian attack pattern fell apart. Without central coordination, the ships began to fire less effectively, sometimes almost hitting each other. "I've never seen anything like this," Krelthar said. "The Zolarians are retreating." It was true. The damaged command ship was pulling back and the other vessels were following. Even the one with disabled weapons was limping away. In the medical bay of the Defiant, Dr. Paul Barnes worked quickly to treat Samuel's injuries. "You have 3 broken ribs, Captain, but nothing life-threatening." Samuel grimaced through the pain. "The battle? We won," Paul said simply. Acting Captain Harris drove off all 5 Zolarian ships. Samuel smiled despite the pain. "Get me back to the bridge as soon as possible." An hour later, Samuel sat carefully in his captain's chair, his ribs bandaged. The pain medication helped, but he was still sore. Andrea stood beside him, giving her report. "The Zolarians have left the system completely. We've taken damage, but Kevin says all systems can be repaired. 3 fighters were damaged, but all pilots are safe." "Well done, Andrea," Samuel said. "You made the right call." The view screen activated, showing Zexathul and the other council members. They looked different now. Where there had been doubt and fear before, there was now something like hope. "Captain Wright," Zexathul said, "the Conclave Council wishes to speak with you urgently. What your ship accomplished today, it changes everything." When Julia, Ellen, and Ryan returned to the Defiant, they brought incredible news. "The Council wants to form an alliance with Earth," Julia reported excitedly. "Not just diplomatic relations, but a true military alliance. They're calling it the Freedom Coalition." Samuel nodded slowly. "And what do they expect from us?" "Protection," Ryan said, "and knowledge. They want to learn how to defend themselves. Several species have already asked if we can help them reverse the genetic modifications the Zolarians forced on them," Ellen added. "They want to fight for themselves again." Samuel looked around at his crew. What had started as a mission of exploration and possible revenge had become something much bigger. They had given hope to dozens of species across the galaxy. "Contact Earth," he told Lisa. "Tell them everything that's happened, and tell them we're going to need more ships." As the message was sent toward Earth, Samuel knew that the galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had arrived, and the Zolarian Empire was beginning to tremble. 3 weeks after the battle at Rigel, the ESS Defiant approached Earth. The ship had been repaired with help from Conclave engineers who marveled at human technology. Captain Samuel Wright stood on the bridge, his ribs still sore but mostly healed. Behind the Defiant came 5 ships of different designs representing 5 species from the Galactic Conclave. "Earth Control is hailing us," Lisa reported from her communication station. On screen, Samuel ordered. The worried face of Admiral George Patterson appeared. "Captain Wright, our sensors are detecting multiple unknown vessels behind you. Please explain." Samuel smiled. "Admiral, these are diplomatic ships from the Galactic Conclave. They've come to sign a formal alliance with Earth." The Admiral's expression changed from concern to amazement. "I see. Well, your mission reports were incredible, but seeing is believing. You're cleared to approach Space Dock 1. The President is already on her way there." As the Defiant docked, Samuel looked at his crew. They had left Earth as explorers. They were returning as heroes who had changed the galaxy forever. "You've all made humanity proud," he told them. "Whatever happens next, remember that." The reception area of Space Dock 1 was filled with important people. President Stephanie Crawford stood at the front, with military leaders, scientists, and government officials behind her. When Samuel and his crew entered, everyone applauded. The alien ambassadors followed, causing gasps from the crowd. Most humans had never seen a living alien before. Krelthar and representatives from 4 other species walked slowly, looking around with as much curiosity as the humans showed them. "Captain Wright," President Crawford said, stepping forward. "On behalf of all humanity, I commend you and your crew for your extraordinary service." She pinned a medal on Samuel's uniform, then did the same for each crew member. Then she turned to the aliens. "And to our visitors I say welcome to Earth. We have much to discuss." Later, in a large conference room, President Crawford sat with Fleet Commander Eric Johnson, Dr. Grace Wilson, and other Earth leaders. Across from them sat the alien representatives. Samuel and Julia stood nearby, ready to help with communication if needed. "The situation is grave," Krelthar explained. "The Zolarian Empire has called all its fleets back to their core systems. Our spies report they are preparing a massive attack, not just on the Conclave, but on Earth as well." Fleet Commander Johnson frowned. "How many ships are we talking about?" "At least 100 battlecruisers," said a green-skinned alien named Vex. "Plus support vessels." The Earth leaders looked at each other with concern. Commander Johnson spoke what everyone was thinking. "The Defiant is impressive, but it's just 1 ship. We have 7 more under construction, but they won't be ready for months." Samuel stepped forward. "If I may, sir, what made the Defiant special wasn't just its technology. It was our willingness to fight. Most species in the galaxy have lost that ability, but some are finding it again," Krelthar added. "Inspired by humans, 10 Conclave worlds have already begun training their people for defense. Dr. Fisher's research team is helping reverse the genetic modifications on 3 species." President Crawford nodded slowly. "So we need time." "Yes," Samuel agreed. "Time to build more ships. Time to help our new allies prepare." "We may not have that time," Commander Johnson said grimly. "Our long-range sensors have detected Zolarian ships approaching the outer planets. They'll reach Earth in days." The room fell silent. Then Dr. Grace Wilson, who had been quiet until now, spoke up. "What if we broadcast a message? Not just to the Zolarians, but to every species in the galaxy." "What kind of message?" President Crawford asked. "The truth," Grace said simply. "That humans will not submit. That we stand with any species who wants freedom. That the age of Zolarian dominance is ending." Samuel nodded. "The Zolarians maintain control through fear. If other species see that, humans aren't afraid. It might inspire a galaxy-wide rebellion," Krelthar finished. "Yes, this could work." 2 days later, as the Zolarian fleet approached Earth, every communication device in the galaxy received a transmission. It showed President Crawford, with Samuel, his crew, and representatives from 15 alien species standing behind her. "Attention, peoples of the galaxy," she said. "I am President Stephanie Crawford of Earth. For too long, the Zolarian Empire has ruled through fear and genetic manipulation. They attacked our colony without provocation. They tried to destroy the Conclave, stationed at Rigel. Now they come to Earth thinking we will submit as others have." She paused, looking directly at the camera. "They are wrong. Humanity will not bow to bullies. We will fight. And we invite all who yearn for freedom to join us." The transmission ended. For a moment, nothing happened. Then reports began coming in from across the galaxy. Ships from dozens of worlds were rising into space, heading toward Earth. Some were armed, others were not, but all had chosen to stand against the Zolarians. On the bridge of the ESS Defiant, now fully repaired and ready for battle, Samuel watched as the first Zolarian ships appeared near the moon. "Multiple contacts," Daniel reported from Tactical. 50, no, 60 Zolarian vessels approaching. Their weapons are powered up." Samuel took a deep breath. The 8 human ships, including the Defiant, formed a defensive line in front of Earth. Behind them, nearly 30 ships from Conclave worlds had arrived, with more coming every hour. "The Zolarian flagship is hailing us," Lisa said. "On screen," Samuel ordered. A Zolarian in elaborate armor appeared. Unlike the other Zolarians they had met, this one had 6 eyes instead of 4, and skin that was almost black instead of purple. "I am Emperor Zarkothal," the alien said in a deep voice. "For 10,000 years my dynasty has ruled the galaxy. No species has dared to challenge us. Yet you, barely able to leave your own planet, think you can defy the Empire." Samuel stood tall. "We don't think. We know. Look around you, Emperor. Your days of unopposed rule are over," the Emperor hissed angrily. "You will be destroyed, as an example to all." "I don't think so," Samuel replied calmly. "Check your long-range sensors." As if on cue, ships began appearing all around the Zolarian fleet. Dozens, then hundreds of vessels from worlds across the galaxy dropped out of faster-than-light travel. "You see, Emperor," Samuel continued, "your mistake was thinking fear would keep people obedient forever. All they needed was hope. We gave them that." The Emperor's face showed shock, then rage. "Attack! Destroy them all!" The space around Earth erupted into the largest battle the galaxy had ever seen. The Zolarian ships fired first, but they were surrounded. The Defiant led the Earthships forward, its adaptive shield stronger than ever. For hours the battle raged. Many ships on both sides were damaged or destroyed. On the Defiant's bridge, consoles sparked and smoke filled the air. But they fought, and finally, the Zolarian flagship itself came under direct attack from ships of 20 different species, including the Defiant. Its shields failed, and its weapons went silent. "The Emperor is hailing us," Lisa reported, sounding surprised. "On screen," Samuel said, wiping blood from a cut on his forehead. Emperor Zarkothal looked defeated. "Enough. This slaughter serves no purpose. What are your terms?" Later, as representatives from 100 worlds gathered on Earth to sign the new Galactic Charter, Samuel stood with his crew watching. The Zolarian Empire had agreed to end genetic manipulation and recognize the independence of all worlds. It was a new era for the galaxy. "Did you ever think one ship could make such a difference?" Julia asked quietly. Samuel shook his head. "It wasn't the ship. It was what it represented. Freedom is worth fighting for, no matter what galaxy you're from." As the signing ceremony concluded, Samuel looked up at the stars visible through the dome above. Humanity had found its place among those stars, not as conquerors but as liberators, and the ESS Defiant had led the way.